Sup, y'all? Matt, Sean, Roy, Sebastian here, ESC United, and we are here to talk about the songs. We go for every single one this year, the ESC United jury, aka expert panel, where we are going to share our thoughts, we like it or not, and then of course provide our scores, and at the very end, the overall team score. So let's not delay this any further, because the next up on my list is Lithuania. And Lithuania, coming up from last year, very successful with Discotheque. Can they continue that trend? They have, once again, their national final that I just don't know how to pronounce, so I'm not even going to bother. But I can pronounce the singer's name, Monika, and the name of the song is Sentimentai. For the longest time was the favorite to win, and ultimately that is exactly what happened. And interesting enough, this is the first time since 1994 that Lithuania has sent a song fully performed in Lithuanian. And so that alone deserves a round of applause. Yeah. And now let's talk about the song. Do we like it or nay? Sebastian, you're first.
It's pretty tough job to do to be the successor of the RUP. They bring lots of values to Eurovision. Lots of things are quite futuristic about them. So Monika done something completely different. She take us to the 80s, 70s. She done retro song, but I believe it's really charming what she is doing. She has lots of charisma. It's just pouring from her when she was dancing on the stage. Everything's so natural, so on point, which I really believe gonna be admired by lots of people. Easily also staging is ready, because I don't believe Lithuania will do the lots of tweaks. It's pretty confidential ready staging, and I guess that whole this package will make lots of people happy and lots of people really daring to see it once again on a grand final. So I believe Lithuania done very well. They have really lots of weird songs this year on the pre-selection format. So I'm quite happy that they done it on the final with it. So yeah, very good job.
Okay, very good job, according to Sebastian. Sean, your thoughts?
Well, Paban Nostalgia, which I believe is how it's pronounced, was probably the selection I followed more closely this year than a lot of others. People saw my reactions way back when. This was probably the strongest selection of the ones that I was able to follow. There was a lot of very strong songs. I don't think this was one of them for me, unfortunately. I knew it was the favourite, but it's never clicked with me. She's great. I think she's really charismatic, and I think she carries a lot of it. So that might have something to do with it. Kudos for singing in Lithuanian. Kudos for going for something different. It's just not like good different for me, unfortunately. I was a Lolita Zero stan, so take from that what you will on my music taste. Some people probably think, oh my god, they've been awful, blah blah. But yeah, just it's a song that just really passes me by. I never clicked with it, and it just doesn't stand out or do anything to me that makes me want to repeat listen to it. So that's where I'm at, unfortunately.
I get where you're coming from, but let me back up real quick here. So first of all, 70s coming back, right? It's like Monika, who freshly stepped out of a time machine, just her looks, her whole hair, everything about it. She wants to give us those vibes. I'm personally actually buying it. I'm actually not just buying it, I'm adding a tip on top of it, only because she makes it. I'm a bit surprised, actually, I like it that much, because I usually would agree with everything that Sean is saying is criticism, because on paper, it almost seems uneventful, a bit linear, a little bit dull. So I'm a little bit slightly concerned about the juries, but regardless, I think I just can't get enough of it. I don't know what it is. It just shows that when you have a charismatic singer who just really adds something and it clicks, you can really turn a song like that into something that will click with a lot of people and make it more remarkable. And I think it's all about the singer and the presentation. And this is what's very important. If somebody else would have done it, they could have easily been just kind of be like, la, 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 goodbye. So I am actually understanding what Sean is saying, but I actually end up on the other side. And I actually genuinely enjoy it. Lithuania on a roll when it comes to pleasing my ears as of late, because for the longest time, I did not get their music. Now I do. So yay. So that is my thinking. Roy.
Yeah, I think you make a good case there. I think the last couple of years, and especially last year, the trend really has been that the song and the singer combination needs to make sense for the people to get it, for the juries to get it, to vote for it in general. And this package just makes sense from A to Z. Monika makes sense with it. The way she looks makes sense with it. Her voice makes sense with the song. That it is in Lithuania makes sense. Everything makes sense about it. I get that it is a bit uneventful, and that's why I'm a slight bit more concerned about the televote. But I think the juries will just see her being very professional and being very good, and yeah, just her being able to deliver this very well on the stage. It's just a song that you might not get when you see it perform for the first time. When you listen to it on your Spotify or wherever you want to listen to it, it just feels like she's just wrapping a nice warm blanket around you, giving you a nice cup of tea, and you're sipping from it, and you're having a lovely time. I really, really like this song, and thank you for sending this, Lithuania.
All right. Point time. I want to know what you gave it, why you gave it, and then leave. So let's start with Sebastian. You were first up, so what's your score?
I highly appreciate that was choice for Lithuania. You can get Lolita 0, I'm not your mother. So that's why I'm even more supportive.
Dodge a bullet.
Exactly.
No, no, no.
Sorry. So at the end of the day, from me, 7 points to Lithuania.
7 points to Lithuania from Sebastian. Sean.
I think just to add, Roy brought up an interesting point there about people maybe not getting it on the first listen. Unfortunately for Eurovision, that's all a lot of people are going to get. So that's a concern as to whether she can actually convey, the feeling of the song or the message in those 3 minutes she gets, because a lot of people are going to be hearing the songs for the first time, as we all know, the silent majority. So we'll see how that works out. For me, I know it sounds harsh. I can't give this more than the 3.5 from my taste. It just doesn't resonate with me in the slightest. So all the best to her. She's a great charismatic performer. It's just not the song for me.
All right. Matt and Roy to the rescue here, hopefully. Let's take a look. Well, I think it doesn't come as a surprise that I really like the song. It's the kind of song that I really, it's like, even though it didn't end up in my personal top 10, it pissed me off that I didn't put it in there. Do you know what I mean? It's like I needed to put it in there and I was just not enough space. Because it is a valid point. Both what you mentioned is I liked it even better the second listen. And it's not always the best thing for Eurovision. But I just like it. No apologies. 8 points. 8 points from me. Roy. Help us. Help me.
Yeah, I'll definitely help you.
Okay.
I get the concerns, and I'm not going to say that this is going to qualify or anything like that, but this has been in my top 5 for like the longest time possible, and it just slipped out yesterday, but hey, that's besides the point. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, Portugal last year, for example, we also all thought, oh, it's not going to go through, and you just saw the professionalism that they had, and it was also a very mellow song. So with a good staging, you know what? Maybe they can squeak through and go to the final, and maybe do well there as well. So yeah, I really love the song. Gave it a 9. Wonderful.
9 points. So, Sean, let's see if you are the outlier here. But here is the total ESC United score for Lithuania. And that is... I can go higher. 6.87. Okay, let's go to the cheerleader of the group. Roy, your thoughts on the score? 6.87.
Yeah, I think this is the type of song that a lot of people will really like quite a lot, and also like more with Sean. Like, I think this group is not necessarily resembling of the entire group, that they don't really click with it as well. So yeah, I think that's more or less what happens, and then you kind of end up in the score like that.
Yeah, and then on to Debbie Downer. Sean, is that kind of where you thought that you were a little bit too low, or did you think, what are your thoughts?
No, I'm actually quite surprised that the score overall was that low.
Yeah.
Because I thought I was just, like you say, Debbie Downer, just the one guy who was just like, I don't like it. And, that was it. But I assume I was probably the lowest out of everyone, but I may well not have been.
Yes, you were.
Yeah, okay, there you go. I thought people would like it more, judging from what I've seen from, the general fandom, voting, ranking game, etc. You know, people seem to really like this, so I'm quite surprised by that score.
Yeah, I feel like justice for Monika, a 7-point thing was the bare minimum for me, so I am bummed out about this one, but it is what it is. That's how the cookie crumbles, and 6.87 for Lithuania, and here is where they end up in our ranking overall as of right now. Check it out. So now I would love to hear from you, your thoughts. Leave them in the comment section. Is this too low? Did we actually nail it? Of course, there will be 5 million opinions, but share them anyways. And we'll be back shortly with our next video.